Hello Shred World, I'm back here, Derek, with again the amazing Brett Sullivan here, and today we got a really special treat because I'm a huge Kramer fanatic. I've been playing Kramers forever, back to models like the infamous Vivian Campbell Night Swan, to the Kramer Pro Axe Deluxe models, Berettas, Pacers, Voyagers. I still have Kramers. I'm a fanatic, and this is a treat because Kramer, as you know, has had a reemergence through Gibson a couple years back, and that kind of drifted away, and then they made a return back in the later part of the 2000s, and they decided to put out a line of vintage Pacers with insane paint jobs. This one's called Magenta Metal Flake, and I think one of the stipulations when you buy these guitars, you gotta be a huge shredder, a metalhead, into hair metal music, or you just can't even pick it up. They probably won't let you do that here. So this guitar is decked out with Seymour Duncans. You got a JB inside the bridge position, and on the neck we have the JN, right?
Yeah, JN, which I never heard of, but it's cool.
You got a really tight Floyd rose on there. Wicked paint job, comes in red as well, some crazy golds, and we're going to show you guys something different. This guitar is not only for blistering, scorching, shredding. No more scorching, shredding. We're going to show you the capabilities of this guitar doing many other styles and just how versatile it is for the money. And then you guys can let us know on the comments how you think this stacks up with the original Pacers, which I'm sure you guys are super familiar with. Take away Brett, show us this guitar.
Definitely want to go Floyd Rose crazy with this.
I don't think there was any more appropriate songs to be played on that guitar right off the bat. It's very suitable.
Yeah, I definitely love the idea that you can do, I mean, you can play around with an Ibanez all day, recessed tremolo, but the fact that this Floyd Rose is set just perfectly off the body without a recessed route, I like that better. There's something about the stabilization of Floyd Rose just in the body.
Exactly.
It's classic.
And not to mention, you get something else with this guitar that you're probably not going to get with a modern day shredder. You're going to get character. Everybody knows, if you know about Kramer, they go back, way back, and some people will say to me, modern day shredders, who's Kramer? What are Kramers? And I go, why don't you try any music video ever by any band, any genre in the 80s, and you'll know exactly who Kramer are. They owned that decade. Ibanez started coming in a little bit later in the late 80s, but these guys owned it. So you're bringing back a classic that has, let's be real, a hell of a look here too. It's got the it factor.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with the pickups here. I'm gonna
clean channel first, right?
Yeah, I wanted to switch over to clean because the first thing I like to do is, one of my favorite players is Johnny Hyland, and I like the way Hyland goes from clean chicken picking to Halen in a split second. We need a little bit of volume here. Sorry about that.
By the way, this is on the eBay here, 153 MIDI.
Which we all know, if you've ever had a Mini, the clean channel never truly cleans up totally like Fender clean, but if you got a good guitar with a good pickup and you control it with your fingers and volume. It's definitely getting that snap, that Telecaster Fender snap that I like. Nice and warm. And if you really like cutting through the mix, this body's maple. This neck's maple. What else is maple?
The fretboard's maple. So this is called the 3M Kramer. That's what we're gonna call this 3M Kramer.
Oh wow, listen to that. Forget the metal. This has got some tone. Eddie Gatton's the man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a pretty good tone. And right now you're utilizing which pickup?
You know, I'm trying to get familiar with this pickup system. I believe it's set up so that you can switch between pickups. Use this as an on and off switch kind of. So off, we got the front pickup pegged.
Let's show that in the camera too, because it's kind of...
Yeah, so we've got the front pickup pegged right now, and the switch to up position, and then I come in with the switch. Oh, sorry about that. And then I've got the back pickup dimed, and when I come in with the pickup here, it turns the front pickup on. So it takes a little bit getting used to. And we even got, yeah, I hear the wood in there. I feel it. Definitely. I mean, with the color and everything, I don't know what to think of this. It's a rocker's wet dream, and then I'm getting all this chicken picking stuff out of it. Yeah, see, that's a good guitar when you want to play clean and never turn on distortion. Or or turn it to. We're back to kill mode. Back pickup down. Tuning, by the way, we haven't had any tuning the whole time. It's right in there. I believe this is the Pro Floyd Rose. This is no Floyd Rose special. This is the real deal. Yeah, which is important.
Doesn't have a lot of tension either, right? It's got a good feel to it.
I think it's the perfect amount of tension. I think what's so different about this guitar is that there's, I don't want to say 0 fret, but the frets are like vintage, medium, I want to say. And so you have to get in there and really do all the work with your fingers. And once you get used to it,
oh, that plays pretty good. You know, the funny thing is too, this guitar is very similar to a very big Shred Legends guitar. Joe Satriani.
I'm feeling it.
You're feeling it. See, we actually walk out with this one. I will tell you though, is that you've probably all seen the picture. We put him on the page of Masters of Shred. There's a shot of Joe Satriani, very young, playing an Imperial Pacer. Now, it's not this exact model. Obviously, this is a brand new reproduction, but it shows you that if it's good for the Satch, it's good for many of us.
Got your, they left nothing out on this. And this is, usually you want to take the backplate off right away, and this one's ready to go. The only other guitar I've had like this is one of those LTDs where you can reach in and tune your tension. So,
yep.
And I kind of like the white pick on it, I would leave it.
Yeah, I would say even the detail there, putting the white to match the humbuckers.
Definitely part of the character of this guitar is the hot rod paint job, the white pickups. You wouldn't want to change these.
It is a really good metal flake. You see, now if you want to go metal flake paint job on your guitar, there's a lot of ways to do it. You could also get a vinyl wrap, like a 3M car wrap, and I have looked into so many sparkle wraps, and I gotta tell you, they just don't have the bling that this paint job has. The light hitting it now, you're not gonna get it. But to have an off-the-shelf guitar like that, and gold, and cherry red, you can't beat that. You're gonna have the stage factor there.
Nice.
Definitely. And we got a good idea of clean there, it sounds like too.
Yeah, I think I've done more clean playing than ripping on this, which is
it's very different.
Definitely a good sign. Basically steal some lingo here from what I heard at NAMM a couple years ago by the man himself, Paul Reed Smith. And every time somebody says, oh, I got a vintage this or that, great. I think that were great. I think they're played great. I'm sure they're worth money, but there's always something with the hardware, or maybe you've got a worn out neck with frets and you have to refret it. So by the time you replace all those parts, it becomes a new guitar. And PRS said himself, look, our guitars come off the shelf, ready to go. In the 70s, which everybody talks about, 60s Strats, you'd pick them up off the shelf, they wouldn't tune, they were horrible. And then you'd have to replace the parts or take it on the road and get it to work right. So in my opinion, this stacks up against the vintage as close as I felt. New. Tremolo's new, hardware's new, everything's wired, everything's ready to go.
So they pretty much hit the nail on the head with this reproduction.
Yeah, I think other than the intrinsic value of I've got an old Kramer from so-and-so year, and I played one, somebody bought one up in the middle of our set, 80s tribute band set. I mean, we were doing some heavy stuff like Duncan or AC/DC, and I plugged in the guitar, had a good weight, it was the hockey stick neck, but the first thing was wrong was the pickup was all messed up. Pots were all messed up. I'm like, you know what, just give me my new guitars any day.
That is an issue with all the vintage. You have to have everything replaced.
Yeah.
With this, you have to have anything replaced. You have the looks, you have the playability, the versatility of this guitar, and it really hits home for also on a nostalgia factor for all of us that may have experienced the glory days of Kramer. This does a pretty good job, and it's not going to really break the bank. So if you find one and you like playing fast and other styles, I would say it's worth the gander to take a look at this. You won't regret it. And hope you guys enjoyed to get some more insight on this guitar. And great having you with us. Until next time, live on.